You got it going? You got it going.
Welcome, folks.
What's up, folks?
Welcome to the Assholes the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge. We're minus Mav right now. He's helping some customers, and Mort is quarantined once again.
14 days, baby.
So we'll go with it, and
14 days, baby.
You can catch us on YouTube, 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge. Go there and subscribe. We are going to have this is our 96th episode. We have 4 more to our 100th episode. We're going to have a special giveaway.
I'm sure glad you work with numbers, Bones.
Yeah.
I
wanted those for visually impaired or hearing impaired people to see what I was counting.
Oh, okay.
We have a special giveaway, but in order to be part of the giveaway, you have to watch that night on the 17th of November and be a subscriber on YouTube to get your name on the wheel. Some call it the Boston Jimmy calls it the wheel of wonderfulness, I think, and everybody else just calls it a wheel.
It'll be the wheel of weirdness.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to win.
Nope. But it's going to be a nice. It'll be worth well over $100. Everything $150, $200 maybe. By the time we get done stuffing shit in there. You know, what are you smoking tonight, Matt? More.
Dude, I have got a Southern Growl Fraternal Order Blue, one of the new ones that just came out during the CI virtual HERF.
Nice. I am smoking a Rockefeller cigar Habano. Got to be a Tommy Byron. It's pretty fucking big. 60 range gate, 58, 60 maybe. And then I got a TTO La Cura on deck. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, do me a favor. Reach back on the back of that mic and click it over a little bit. Yeah, that knocks down the background noise.
Sorry, guys. I just got in. Good evening, everyone. Who we got with us?
It muffles you guys a little bit, but it knocks down that noise in the background.
We got Kerr's online. Welcome, Kerr, Kevin, Oscar, Dr. Oscar. I was on the phone with him today. Tyler, Brian Diggins is on. Brian Brown, Kevin Shahan. Thank you, Kevin Shahan. Who won the prize on Kevin Shahan's show last night?
You did.
Yes, I did.
I don't even know why we have to guess.
With Fred Remy of Nomad Cigar. Is he formerly of Nomad Cigars, Kevin, or is he still with Nomad Cigars? Excellent conversation. You got to watch the show, man. I recommend it to anybody on Sunday nights. It's Monday nights. It's a fantastic show to watch. What else did they have? Oh, it was a good shot. You're loud, man.
What are we gonna do?
Not telling us to sit down.
Guys.
Just a little bit, please. What do we got going? Okay, I'm making a prediction now. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna say it after. I'm no political strategist by any means.
Nope.
I voice my opinion. It's going to be a landslide on election day. Landslide.
I think he's
right. Okay. You're going to have to adjust the mic now.
I can't hear you.
Which way? How's that?
Yeah, it's loud now, but you're going to pick up.
What did I do wrong here?
You're not going to be able to do anything different other than
anybody.
There we go.
I think you'll be all right, Bones.
Let's see. Okay.
No, adjust it again. Go back.
You can't hear. Kevin said you can't hear us. Okay. How's that, Kevin? Is that any better?
Oh, it's loud now. But
is it okay? Much better.
Well, that's because
the background noise.
Yeah, just kind of walked off the stage.
Okay.
Or that way.
We'll get there. And Fred he's got a, I can't remember the name of the book. It sounded pretty interesting, man. I'm playing with YouTube here, and this is not good.
Yeah, quit playing with YouTube.
I'm trying. I want to see who's on YouTube.
Well, we have Jeff, Bones, Mort. We have a new Supreme Court justice,
Yes, we do.
and it's pretty exciting for her and her family.
Sure, it is.
From what I understand, a lot of the Democrats got up and walked out.
After a vote, yeah.
Well, and didn't vote. So, I mean, why show up if you're going to do that? Because that's just a bigger diss.
No, they voted, but after the
Yeah.
vote, they walked out. They walked
Okay.
out.
Yeah, it was right down. It was right down party lines, dude. Right down party lines.
40. Was it 48 to 52 to 48 or some?
48, 52.
Yeah,
52, 48. It was exactly what everybody thought it would be.
Right, right.
So, Bones, why do you think it's going to be a landslide?
After sitting in here this afternoon and talking to some folks, just seeing the numbers, 65 million. They're saying Republicans are coming out in record numbers to vote early in the states of Florida and Texas. You look at. I mean, okay. I know he's worried about COVID, but you look at Biden's having drive-throughs. Okay, he's got him up on stage. He's got one here in a round circle with one chair, and then a round circle around. He's got 15. Trump's got, and I don't care. Somebody's old enough to know they want to go to one of his rallies without a mask on. That's up to them. Okay, but thousands of people. It would be hard for me to believe or fathom the fact that he can lose with the amount of supporters he has. I just can't see it.
Here's what I think. I don't know about a landslide. I think he's going to win good. I mean, convincingly. And it's usually, I don't know how far we got to go back in history. The incumbent usually gets the second seat. Gets the second, I mean.
This year's a little.
But I don't know. I just think he's going to do well. I think he's strong. I think he has a great following, and all the people that voted for him last year are going to, and plus.
So now here's a good trivia for you, Mav. I know you don't have a good short-term memory, but your long-term should be pretty good.
Right.
In our lives, we've had two presidents that were only one-term presidents. Can you name them?
Right. One was, I believe, George Bush,
Jimmy Carter,
and Jimmy Carter. Yeah, that's right. Is that right?
So that's right. So Joe Biden is not a Ronald Reagan.
Right.
Joe Biden is not a Bill Clinton.
No.
And now when you got people in his party like AOC actually accuse her own party today of voter suppression.
Jeff, or Mort, I'm sorry, stage Mort. I'm not worried about the Sleepy Joe stuff or he has dementia. It's been around a long, long time. He has a lot of powerful friends, powerful allies, but I still think that even though I love Trump, if I really thought that somebody was better than him that's going against him, I would have a different opinion, but I don't think he is. I just don't think he is.
He's got the appeal from the left because that is the way the Democrat Party is moving. It's more to the left than ever before.
Right.
And again, going back to our history with voting, you've always seen the Democrats during the election time moving more towards the center with their speech.
Yeah.
This time we're seeing more of a tilt to the left than we've ever seen.
This is our last episode of really talking
politics, except for who gets the victory. Not really. We're supposed to be saying who gets the victory.
Well, actually, no, we're on election night.
We're on election night.
That's going to be a busy night for everybody.
That's a long night, dude.
I got nothing to do but watch TV.
Yeah, but you're in.
He's probably not even wearing any pants.
Actually,
I don't want to see anything. I don't know. I don't want to.
I'm not.
Okay.
That's great.
But you just talked about
He's holding his rib.
you just talked about Biden and no dementia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He just called Trump George Bush the other day.
No, I'm not saying you don't have it. I'm just saying that that's not the
for hearing
factor
about
why I don't,
Yeah.
go that way. Because
So here's another one for you, Mav.
okay,
There was a GOP contender running for president that the Democrats actually stated during the debates and stuff, during the debates, that he was too old to be put in office.
right.
Who was that?
You know that, Joe?
Hmm.
Sometimes it's the better the devil, you know.
Hey, what was that question again?
Back in the 80s, there was a candidate running for president,
I know who you mean.
Hold on.
and he was a very influential senator. What are you
Hold on,
doing?
Jeff.
What's he doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hold on a minute. We did something messed up.
Uh-oh. You guys are alive. You're still alive. You probably lost everything. Anyway, let's while they're trying to adjust things because Bones messed things up.
I know. I believe. I think I know who you mean.
Okay, so who was it?
Ross Perot.
No, Ross Perot was not a Republican.
What was the question again?
I'm sorry.
Okay. So during the debates, during the presidential election race, during the race, there was a Republican, a very influential senator, who the Democrats said was way too old to fill that seat.
The guy that
Very-
holds his pen like this.
Very influential senator.
From Iowa. God, what was his name?
Is that who I'm talking about?
He had a stroke a few years back.
And he held his pen in his right hand.
Yep.
Is that who?
So what was his name?
Jeez.
Bob Dole.
Yeah, Bob Dole.
Senator Bob Dole. I got to meet him down. He came down here on the coast during his election, and I got to meet the man. It was an incredible experience. I was humbled beyond belief to meet him.
Welcome, Caitlin.
And
Go ahead.
yes, he was old, but guess how old he was?
He was like 56, 58 years old, wasn't he?
No,
Wasn't
he
that
was
old.
he was pushing in his 70s. He was
Was
2
he?
years younger
Oh,
than
yeah.
Joe Biden is right now.
How about that? Yeah, I remember that.
And they made age as a big issue during that election.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
He was actually who was he running against?
Oh,
in
shit.
80?
No, Who was he running against in that election?
That was
in
Bush,
80,
wasn't it?
In 80, right?
Bush Senior?
It was not.
It was Reagan.
Well, no, he did. He never ran against Reagan.
Bush
Yeah, I think-
Senior?
I think it was Bush Senior that he was
Yeah,
running
I
against.
think it was. Yeah.
in 1980?
No, in the 80s. In the 80s.
Oh, in the 80s, yes.
Yeah, it
yes.
was Bush Senior.
Yeah, because Bush Senior was in, when I got in the military, Reagan was president, and then Bush came in after Reagan. And
That's right when I told you about that horseshoe story.
And they both gave us pretty good, gave us pretty good bumps in the pay scale.
Yep. And then we had the dark ages.
Oh, dude, the 90s and the early 90s in the military and the late 2000s,
Hey, Christy.
2010 around there when we went to sequestration and all that.
Yep.
Not pretty, but
You lost your career, active duty career. I lost mine as
I
well.
did. I had a choice of staying in or getting out.
Well, sure, but it was
And that's a quick, that came and said, yeah, you want the money for getting out? We'll give you 20 grand for getting out. No, I want in. I enjoy the military. It's all about service. End of story. I'm in. But one day we had a recall. We had to be up at 3:00 in the morning, go in, whatever. I get there and the kids that work for me just sitting around just waiting. I said,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Oh, waiting to go to chow hall. I'm like, guys, chow hall is open for 3 hours.
What do you do?
I said, what do you do? Do some work. I said, no, the chief said we can. I said, listen, you're always bitching. We got to work overtime. You don't get paid for it because you're on 24/7.
But they're loafing there.
So now just do it and you can get out early or not on time. No, we're good. I said, all right. And that's why I turned around, went in, walked to the chief, went up to personnel, said, called the wife and said, I'm getting out. I'm taking the money. I'm getting out.
Yeah, because you've seen the new era that was coming in.
It's not.
You know what they were saying, Mav? It was a line in a Tom Hanks movie. I wait.
I wait.
I wait.
No, it was all at that point. Now, what can the Air Force do for me? Not what can I do for the Air Force, and that's not self before service.
No, it is not. Service before self.
I read some stuff. I saw an article. Well, actually, I watched a video this afternoon with Bob the Cigar Guy. Virtual barn smoker, November 14th, from 3 to 5.
Yep. That was actually started by a supporter of ours, or one of our sponsors.
Yes, it was.
Yep. Down there down in the corner. Ooh, that way. Cigar Prop.
Oh, cool.
He's the one that started all that. He says, "Hey, if we can't do it in person, let's do it virtually."
This is pretty good stuff. You got to watch a lot of these other cigar shows. So I learned some stuff watching his show the other night. Kevin Shahan, Cigar Prop. I learned, and Kevin's going to correct me if I get this wrong, but because he says I listen, and I do listen when I watch other shows. I just don't listen when I watch our own show.
Who does?
But they were talking about, they had Val on there with Diggins and stuff, and Fred Remy from Nomad. They're talking about vanilla extract and all that. Well, apparently, Kevin Shahan's family had the number one vanilla extract that they made in, I believe, in his grandmother's kitchen in the state of Ohio.
Wow!
Everybody went to them for vanilla extract.
And was that sold in stores?
I don't know the whole. I didn't get that out of that, but I was just like, wow, that's pretty cool.
I would bet that my grandmother used that vanilla extract at one point in time.
I wouldn't doubt it. And since we're talking about Ohio, which kind of leads us into college football, they gave Nebraska ass whooping this weekend, Caitlin. Sorry.
Yeah, they sure did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. There it is. It's
I see it.
Galvin Meyer family pure vanilla extract.
I would almost bet that they tried it.
I love
Or
vanilla.
that they used it. I bet that they used it.
Everywhere in the state of Ohio. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
That is.
But made in the kitchen of the house.
That's amazing. You can't do that shit anymore.
No.
FDA regulations and all that stuff. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay,
They want their end.
Vanilla extract with the flavor in. That's all it is.
But they want their end.
Yeah. I used to put vanilla extract, a couple of drops or two in my scrambled eggs. Oh, it's really good.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it was
We used to put it in Coke. Drop a couple of drops into Coca-Cola.
So what about Bones 101?
But people found it a lot easier to go to the artificial flavoring because it was easier to produce and cheaper.
Oh, sure.
It's labor intensive to get the pure extract out of the vanilla bean and all that crap.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
This guy, I read this last night, and I'm talking to the wife, and I said, "Listen to this." All right, Netflix on hold. You know, so Caitlin, none of this ever gets back in. A California, here we go, back to Cali. A California federal judge for the Northern District of California has ruled. You're gonna laugh at this because I laughed at this, and my first thing came out of my mouth was, "Oh hell, freaking no!" I dropped the F-bomb. The federal government must provide $1,200 stimulus checks to prisoners.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Only
Absolutely not.
in California, penal code system?
That's where he ruled it. If he ruled it good there, then that would just be...
It'll be a rolling ball.
If the judge in California says it's good, then the judge in New York's going to say, sure, why not?
So that would go into their account for their soups and all that, whatever that account called. I forget, it slipped my mind right now.
Actually, where it should go is that should go in their restitution account. If they are forced to pay restitution.
Okay. I can maybe buy that. I can maybe go with that. They're going to give it to them. And you owe restitution, it goes to restitution. If you don't owe any restitution, you don't get anything. No, I can't say that. You can't do that.
You can't
But
do that.
no, that'll go into their their little account that they have for soap and
Yeah.
toiletries.
How about we just say no?
Yeah, that's what.
I-
But he's already approved it, right?
That yeah, but I don't know if that makes it federally across the country. I just think in the state of California. I don't know.
I don't
Well,
think
they're
they're,
gonna get the money. They're broke, aren't they?
Oh, dude.
they're so broke they can't even pay
Yeah,
attention.
but that $1,200 comes from the federal government, not from the state.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
But another bold move by them. They are real idiots over there.
Oh, dude, them in New York.
And that's my
man.
beautiful niece lives there in Northern California.
Oh, that's where all the crazies live.
Well, maybe that's what.
I mean, they start out in the south and they move north.
She lives in Fresno Beach or something like that. Fresno Beach. Something, and there's about 40 minutes from San Francisco.
Beautiful area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's expensive as all.
Yeah.
It's-
She's the dog whisperer. She does all that stuff.
I smoked, and I never heard this before. The other day, a Luninosa, something like that. Fantastic. I got in that box of cigars. I got fantastic smoke. It's like it's a Mod Podge of. I just reached in there, grab one, and
Maduro, Connecticut, what?
it's kind of a medium to
medium blend.
Yeah, but Ray.
Did you look it up?
I told that to no, I haven't looked it up yet, but I spoke to Ray about it this afternoon. He said that's a great breakfast cigar with a cup of coffee. And once he said that, I was like, yeah, I can agree with that. And we've talked about this before. Numerous times. I'm a. This is big for me. This is way big.
Yeah, that's what's that? 60.
I'm a Robusto kind of.
That's
guy.
60.
I think so. It's got to be.
60 gauge,
But
ring gauge.
it's Tommy Byron. That's for
Tommy
sure.
Byron.
I'm a box press guy. I read an article today about the history of box press and why people think it's better, and I'm not sure it. I'm not sure it changes the taste for me. It's just more the feel, the feel of the flat. It just and there's some ashtrays, and God knows why somebody would make this. Like we got that.
Incidentally, while he's doing that, Mort, I'm smoking a Punch Classic.
Nice. I like the Punch Classics.
Folks, we got this cigar ashtray here.
Yep, I've
which
got
has
one of those.
absolutely no
Holders.
whatever you want to call it, finger hole, finger spots or anything for a cigar. So
Yeah.
fucking excuse me,
Yeah.
a round cigar rolls right off of this thing half the time,
It will.
and it's a pain in the ass. And that's one hint I'll give you. There's going to be a really really nice inlaid wood ashtray in the giveaway for our 100th anniversary, 100th show. From who?
Erickson.
That's right.
Oh, nice.
Only one person that I know that has the craftsmanship to be ash hole approved.
He actually had other than Cigar Prop. Cigar Prop is asshole approved.
He doesn't do wooden though. He doesn't
It would no.
turn wood. I haven't seen anything on his.
You don't
not
consider
ashtrays.
ashtray? No, okay, because I would consider. Well, no, I don't know if that it's wooden and it's coated in his nub tools,
Oh, I've got several of them.
but they're not wood coated in that. They're all not polyurethane or
He's got wood as well.
or something like that.
He's got wooden ones as well.
Okay,
Does he still have these?
that's from Erickson.
Yeah, does he still
Yeah.
have them, you think?
Yep.
And Bones, I've actually got a couple of pins that the Cigar Prop has made that are made from the wood of the Ohio State University Stadium.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
I gotta think about this really hard. Somebody had given me a couple years ago for my birthday a square block like this. It comes in like one of the baseball holders, but it's inscribed. I can't do it. I can't cut it up. It's inscribed because it's come from the Yankee Stadium bench when they knocked down the original Yankee Stadium.
One of the
You know?
benches.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Put it up.
Yeah, I can't.
Nah, it's tough to give up.
Hey, so you were talking about box press. Here's a fun fact about the box press. You know, you like the thinner side in between your teeth when you smoke them, but if you really want to get a good hit, you take it on the take the long end and bite it down a little bit, and it'll open it up. Boom, get all kinds of smoke.
And you know one thing I've never done with that, like you're saying there, I never cut a box press. You know how sometimes we take the torpedo and we cut the torpedo on the almost on the 45 to get that smoke up in the top.
Yeah.
I've never tried that with a box press.
No, I haven't either. I'm sure it would.
You got to be perfect on that cap, though.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Talking about cigars as we do and everything else, more. Let's talk about. Give us a couple of cigars. How do you cut them? Like if you have a Maduro, do you cut it with a V cut or a straight cut? Or if you have something medium, do you cut it differently each cigar that you try?
It really does. It depends on the vitola, the way it's set up. If it's a torpedo,
right,
then I'm not going to cut it with a straight cut. I'm going to do a slant cut,
an angular V.
Yep, just like Bones was talking about. I'm going to do a slice to a side, so that I can get it on the top of my mouth.
Right roof of your mouth. How about you, Bones? What about different cuts?
I'm like it all depends on it. If it's smaller, you can't use a punch.
No,
I'll use just a straight cut.
Yeah.
I have a small Calibri V cut, a small one that I can cut a cigarillo or a Lancero in a V cut. But I prefer the V cut. But I've never heard this term before, but Kevin said I do a crown cut on the box press. I'm not sure what the crown cut is. I've never heard that term before.
It's new to me as well.
I prefer the V cut
on a box press.
Most of my cigars.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing the Tommy Byron type, I like them to be a straight cut because it really flows the smoke in. You know what I mean? It really comes in.
Do you do a shallow V cut or a big V cut?
I like the big V cut.
Do you?
Yeah.
What's the purpose? What do you see the advantage of that?
I guess I just like the way it feels in my mouth. Laugh out loud.
Because when you really get down to it, the really deep V cuts. Because I did a deep V cut on this one, and what ends up happening after a couple of minutes of smoking it is the cap ends up getting just chewed up.
Yeah, a Rodney style chewed up.
Well, yeah, pretty much. It goes a little chomp.
Yeah.
Why would they not? It did not. God dang it! I'm trying to send the link to somebody and it didn't copy the link. Copy the clipboard.
So, Kevin, while you're doing that, he says the answer to your question: a crown cut is when you do a V cut, then rotate the cigar 90 degrees, and then another V cut.
I was just going to send him the link.
Is that his preferred?
I was just going to send him the link to come on and explain that real quick.
So, do you remember we had the guy from Louisiana that came over and he gave us the BJJ cut?
Yeah.
The BJJ.
Yeah. Do you remember he was cutting his?
I don't think it was here.
Yeah, I was.
He was cutting his torpedoes, and what he would do is he would slice one end and then he would do a V cut.
You know what?
Slice
it sideways.
Oh, slice the tip off,
and then do a V cut
like this, like from the
angle it and then do a V cut.
Yeah.
So put it on a 45 and then a V cut.
Call it the BJJ.
You know, Jeff, I thought that was just,
gimmick. It was gimmicky.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. There you go. Thank you.
But
you said it the right way. I was going to say it the other way.
His barber pole, I think, is a phenomenal smoke.
I like them, but the other ones, I think, are way too pricey, and they're okay. That's it.
Yeah,
I wasn't. The Tiger.
Yes.
The Tiger,
yep.
To me, I'm like Mav. It was okay. I thought it was over. All his cigars were overpriced, I think, but that's
the Eye of the Tiger, I think, is the name of it.
Yeah, that's it.
It had a lot of pepper and a lot of spice.
It really, I think it was one of, it's not the best barber pole I've ever had, but it is definitely one I would, if I saw it in a humidor, I'd say I need to get one of these.
Okay. Well, how about some sports?
He comes on to the Coast Cigar Company Cigar Club page.
Oh yeah,
And posts a
lot.
lot on it.
a lot.
Oh.
Yes.
You remember Dana Stubblefield used to play for the 49ers?
Yeah.
He just got convicted 15 years to life.
Would he beat the balls off his girl?
No, he raped somebody.
Okay.
Ugh.
He pulled a
convicted
what?
of it.
He pulled a Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. He that's a shame. What a great career too.
Oh, good God.
But you just never know, do you?
Just to be immortalized by that mistake.
Yeah.
I'm trying. A crown cut is when you do a V cut and then.
What do you think of sports, Jeff? More.
Oh, so
what do
it's
you
a
got?
double V cut. Okay.
Number 3.
You're number 3.
Number 3. Played one game. We're number 3.
So that's
We
taken.
were number 4 and didn't play a single game. Come on.
Yeah. But you really did well the other day.
Oh yeah, I was kind of impressed at the very beginning of the game. I was wondering if our running backs were going to actually be as good as last year, because it was a hard. I mean, it's hard to replace certain people.
Yes.
But we'll see how it works.
So I got one V cut in there, and he's saying do one the other way.
Absolutely, that'll do the X cut or the
Crown.
He calls it the crown cut.
And let me see. It looks like a crown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a crown. That's different.
It's gonna definitely go Rodney on you at the end.
Just really I'll give it a try.
Well, it's too late now. It's either that or you're gonna throw it away.
No, we and I can honestly sit here and say I was a Knicks fan. I am a Knicks fan in basketball. I haven't watched a basketball game in forever. But I had no heartburn over when the NBA came out and said after the finals they lost $1.5 billion this year in revenue because of COVID. I have no problem with that.
They did it to themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they did.
When they realized with the social injustice stuff, and they came out and said, "Oh wait, we're not doing this next year." Why? Because you lost $1.5 billion. Yeah, it's all about the money.
Yeah, it had nothing to do about what was right or what was wrong.
And that just goes back to the point we've always talked about that.
Yeah,
we've talked about it so many times on this show. If they've got skin in the game, then it's a big deal. You know, if it is that big of a deal for social injustice, then they'll take the hit for $1.2 billion.
Yes.
But it's not a big deal to them.
Well, then why advertise it? It's not I mean,
they took a shot.
If it's not a big deal, then don't worry about it.
They thought it was going to go their way. The prevailing brains that were in charge of it thought it was going to go their way. They were mistaken. They lost a lot of dough, a lot of viewership, and dough combines into more dough. So now it's none of that. No more in the back of the jerseys. No more on the sneakers. No more on the court. They changed their tune right away.
That whole bubble thing, the whole national championship in the bubble.
Yeah,
that was the most abysmal ratings the NBA has had ever.
Yep. You're right. What else you got on sports?
I'm thinking.
I'm going to play this weekend.
Tom Brady will lose this weekend. Playing the Giants.
He's playing the Giants.
Calling it. I'm calling it.
I'm
calling it.
Good God.
Calling it. You give me wait. Let me see what the spread is first.
Oh, come on, man!
Straight up.
Straight up
A stick. Me and him. I'll take Brady.
Tampa Bay against the Giants.
Goodness.
In Tampa Bay.
Oh, you are just a glutton for punishment, dude.
No, I like to put it out there, man.
He likes to put it out there. Hey, at least he's with his team. He don't say he don't bet. He won't bet against them, which is pretty cool. I'll bet against the Eagles.
Speaking of which, you still owe me a stick for Saturday.
Oh, I do.
Well, if you get your happy ass out, you can come and get
Oh
it.
yeah,
Once I get out of COVID jail, I will.
yeah.
Oh, it's gonna
You
be.
got plenty of food in the freezer?
Oh, dude, I'm going to end up one pot and stuff. I'm going to be like a domestic god.
You better have dinner ready for Mary Lee every night when she comes home from work.
You want to bet that's going to happen?
What are you gonna do all day?
Oh, let's see.
You can only Netflix so much.
I'm going to take a couple of naps. I'll take a nap in the morning. I'll take a nap in the afternoon.
That's a couple hours gone.
To go outside and do some yard work.
If I really cared about my yard, I would. I don't care about my yard.
Doing that, doesn't he?
I got a guy.
He pays his dad.
He rents the house for his kid to mow the lawn, and his kid pays somebody to mow the lawn.
Smart.
He's not paying.
I can tell you one thing that I won't be doing while I'm stuck on COVID. Wearing pants.
Or having what, because the wife doesn't want to get sick.
Yeah, you can't get nobody sick.
No, I don't have any symptoms. And
Kid free for 2 weeks.
One of my other coworkers just got a quick test and he was negative.
Good.
But still, the proximity thing, they put the hammer down on several of us.
Dude, it doesn't mean he can't be positive in 3-4 days.
Oh, we understand that. That's why we're sitting in COVID jail.
I wouldn't have done the test the first day. I might have waited a day or two and then maybe taken it. But if you weren't on top of the guy, you should. I don't know anymore, man. Everybody,
I don't know either.
I don't know either. I hear I've got friends on both sides of the spectrum. I've got a good friend that we just lost a couple of weeks ago, COVID complications. But then I've had people that have said it reminded them of just a flu.
Yeah.
Like the worst cold that they had, couldn't get out of bed for 3 days. And then after that,
they were all right.
They're wore out.
Days, I'm close to dying. Because I'm usually on the couch out doing something. I might not feel great, but I'm doing something. But to be stuck in bed for 3 days and not moving, I'll tell
you what scares me the most about it: the loss of smell, the loss of taste.
That would be scary to me.
That scares me. The thought of that is weird.
I can't taste that arsenic if I'm taking it.
Well,
yeah, right.
That we might have to let Davey know about that.
Yeah, right. The makers of OxyContin.
Oh boy, yeah. How about that?
Pled guilty to $8 billion in fines. $8 billion.
That's what they're giving out.
We're going to pay the fines and close the company, and then reopen the company under a different name,
right?
And still make OxyContin because people need it,
right?
But under stricter control.
Yeah.
So the $8 billion more came out of their left pocket, and the right pocket's still full with cash.
Yep. And will continue to be full of cash.
Yes.
I mean, granted.
See, that numbers are supposed to be staggering, but we know it's not.
Not for them. Not for them. But it is a needed product. I mean, people need it. You can't just cut the company off and stop making it anymore. It's needed. But
are they the only ones that make that type?
Apparently.
So they're the only ones that make it. So they're going to have to, like Bone said, open up.
Change. But how's that possible? Because sooner or later, I mean, it's like Viagra. The freaking patent ran out on, and other people making it.
Yeah.
So
well, you know what's funny as you're talking about patents? This is a story my dad told me because you remember the drug called Tagamet? Tagamet?
Yeah.
Tagamet D. Yep.
Yeah.
When their patent ran out, as it was running out, because it's different patents on different things. Some are 7 years, some are 12, some are 13.
Yeah.
Whatever the one of the three was, they had the patent on the generic. So they didn't lose nothing. It just continued on. They made the generic as it came out with the same company.
Cheaper price.
Yeah, but
of course, yeah.
They just continue on to make the money.
But I thought when the patent ran out and it goes to generic, anybody can make it.
Yeah, but they were the first ones to do
Oh,
it.
they're for, okay.
Yeah.
So it didn't stop other companies from making it.
No, but
okay.
you figure you're
They
going to
were
go
already
with,
producing it. So
you would say, well, if Tagamet made the generic, I'm going to go with them because they made, because people have it in their minds too. And I know a lot of people, especially people that walk the roads, that think if you have the off brand rather than the name brand, oh, I don't want that. And
Gotta
it's
have the name brand.
exact same thing.
Yeah.
Same chemical compound, same ingredients, so forth and so forth.
Yeah.
They think they're going to get, to the heights with the name brand rather than the generic.
Right.
Oh, we had somebody pop into
There's what's it called?
COVID studio, the cigar, whatever you want to call it, into the green room. You want to bring him on?
Sure. Ray, how are you?
What's going on, Ray?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, it's
kind
a
of
little tinny.
little crackle with Penny.
I just wanted to stop by, show some love, say hello to all of you. I see the lighter. I'm glad no one stole it from you.
Nope. Dude, that goes in the locker at night and that's it.
Yeah, but you don't like
Yeah, that was the first time.
what they do now.
Well, that's my bad boy right there from a friend of mine gave me that.
This is how small the cigar community is. I'm watching the I Tapped That Cigar show last night with Fred. Is that how do you pronounce it, Ray? Remy? Is that how you pronounce it?
Fred Rui.
I lost your volume.
Here, I tried something better. Hold on.
That's it. Anyway, he was on the show with I Tapped with Kevin Shahan, but he happens to live like right down the street from Ray.
Oh,
So-
really?
So Ray's Jessica plays poker with Fred.
Oh, yeah, she's a pretty good player too.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, yeah, I was pretty good at the beginning, and then everybody else started.
Yeah. She came to the shop here when they visited and got in our tournament.
Yeah, she played.
You know what I mean? She knows what she's doing.
She clean your clock?
No, she was out after a few of us went out, but she held her own for sure.
Good job.
She's a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, absolutely. She got a big promotion at work too. Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Ray's a kept man.
You got another one. He dropped out and came back in.
There you go.
Well, look at there.
All right, is that better, guys?
Oh,
get this out.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's better.
All right. So my buddy Joey, who was at the house a week ago or so playing poker with me and dominoes.
Joey
tells me
Watts? Is that Joey Watts?
No. Joey Ortega.
Oh, another Joey. How many Joeys got in South Florida? Oh, well, that's half of
Oh,
New York.
brother.
Joey Bag of Donuts.
Yeah, so back of donuts.
A lot in the witness protection program.
You know? Yeah, but
There's a lot of Joeys in New York from there.
Are you playing on the domino table?
No, not tonight. Normally, yeah. Jessica had a domino table made for me for my birthday, so we were playing on that. But he invited me to a local hookah lounge. So I'm kind of branching out because a lot of these hookah lounges in the Orlando area sell cigars, right? I'd be amiss if I didn't stop by, say hi, introduce myself, and check out the collection.
That's what you do for a living.
That's what I do. And right now I'm smoking.
Perdomo.
Yeah,
That's a good smoke. I like that one.
it's nice.
I'm not an overly Perdomo fan, but I like the anniversary series and the Sun Grown.
Yeah.
Good smoke. Okay.
Nick Perdomo is going to be in Mobile in a couple of weeks. Or not a couple of weeks, in a week or two.
John Converse, is he coming to Mobile?
No, John. He's
Nick
talking
himself.
about Nick himself.
is going to be in.
He was somewhere locally just a short time ago.
I think he was at the cigar shop. That's
He's
right.
going to be at Havana Rays in a week or two. While I'm still on COVID.
I would go to that, but I'd be afraid of coming back and getting put on quarantine like more.
Yeah.
Hey, Mort. You need to stop going on quarantine, man. I swear, I don't know anyone that goes on quarantine as much as you do.
I work around some shady people. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Buddy, I travel the country for a living. and you're on quarantine more than I am.
Yeah, but you already had it.
Yeah, I did.
So
Yeah, it was
according to the
interesting.
president, you're immune.
You know, God willing, man. But I'll tell you what COVID has taught me during all this, or changed for me, is my palate. I lost all taste and smell during COVID. So did Joe, and it's been interesting relearning cigars and developing my palate over again.
So you got your sense of taste back, though.
I did. It took about, for me, it was a little extended, a little over about 8 weeks. 8 weeks without.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me, because Mort said something. They say once you get it once, you're immune to it.
Okay.
Because it's a virus. But my question is, if that's the case, if you get the flu once, why aren't you immune to the flu? It's a virus, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't agree with that statement that we're immune to it, because I go through the VA for all my medical care, and they've had multiple patients come back, having COVID symptoms a second time or more.
Yep.
Then they're not putting those numbers out, because they're telling that everything I hear, there's only 4 or 5 cases in the world where somebody's gotten it a second time.
Well, I don't know.
But that would surprise me that they're not putting numbers out. That's
what it is. So, Ray, how do you like to cut your cigar?
All right, I heard you guys start that conversation. So, I am a huge fan of the V cut. I'm gonna have to say more on the lighter side of the cigars, right? Because what I've learned with a V cut is, today I did a straight cut on my cigar. I've noticed that when I smoke a V cut, all that nicotine, all the flavor gets kind of stuck on the ends of that cigar, right? So as you start smoking and get to that last quarter, it sometimes for me, it gets a little bit bitter.
Yep.
And that's almost any cigar I smoke with the V cut. Even though I smoke it down to the nub, I feel like a lot of those, I wouldn't say flavors kind of get stuck on, or that smoke buildup is on the end of that cigar.
Right.
I have to agree with you on that. It does get bitter at the end.
Yeah.
But we kind of, Doc Caffey, when he was here one time, said to purge it, so every so often just blow through the cigar and try to purge it a little bit. It helped a little bit, but the more you say that, it's.
But that's my experience. I'm not a punch guy at all. I'm not a fan. I usually do V cuts though. What about you?
I prefer the V cut.
I'm a V cut a high 90% of the time, in the high 90s. That's what I prefer. I like it. Like you said, it gets bitter right down to the last about inch, and then I dust it. It's gone.
And it keeps any little pieces of tobacco that might come out kind of just flowing.
When I got a couple of different V cuts. Bones has a Super Duty V and straight cutter.
That double caliber.
That's what I usually use, the caliber. That's my
2.5 pounds.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Uses as a prison weapon.
I lost it for like 6 months at one time.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I didn't
at least 6 months.
Somebody had it at their house.
Yeah, we were on search for this cutter for 6 months, and it appeared in the drawer behind the register. And our owner Justin says, "Oh, that's been there the whole time." I said, "No, not the way I searched. That was not there the whole time. It was there the whole time. You just brought it here."
And I was this shy of buying another one.
Yeah,
for my birthday.
He had one on order to buy another one.
But
it was on his nightstand for 8 months.
Oh,
and of course, right to you, he lies and says, "Oh, I didn't do that."
Hey, Matt,
what's like one of your kids?
Yeah, right. You know how a kid does it.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Hey, Mav, I have a question for you. And to all of you, what's your go-to stick? What's your go-to cigar? Yeah, I'm sure you have a collection like mine. It's right behind you.
I like the Lot 23. I would have to say that, and if they're in the Camacho Orange Band, they're Connecticut.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's what I really enjoy. That's that's like the first stick of the day. I really like to try, or smoke rather. That's what I enjoy.
I kind of got someone new, but my go-to if I'm going to smoke one and I'm not sure what I want to smoke, I always pick up the Cafe Sumatra.
Yeah,
That's
nice
my
cigar. I just smoked it a couple of days ago. That's a great cigar.
If not that one, I don't know if you smoked the ones I sent you yet, but the GTO La Cura is just a.
Whew.
How long ago did you send those to me, brother?
Maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
All right, so I still got 4 weeks
You
before I
got to
touch
sit
them.
for 6 weeks before you smoke. You're a better man than I.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't wait that long.
yeah. I about 6 weeks. I let them acclimate to my humidor. I check it to make sure it's at the right humidity that I like, and then.
What do you keep it at?
So I keep most of my humidors at home at between 65 and 68. Because in my thought process behind this is because people tell me I keep it too low sometimes. My thought process is I live in Florida, right? Natural humidity out here is ridiculous.
Yep.
The minute I pull out that cigar, it's going to go from 65 to 68 in a matter of minutes.
Yep.
Once I light it, I'm going to hit the 70 plus mark. So to have that continuous burn, because I get really irritated when I'm lighting a cigar every 5 minutes. When I put it, in the ashtray and I'm on my laptop working for a few minutes, wherever I'm at, and then I grab that cigar and I got to relight it, right? So, again, in my mind and with my experience, I feel like that has to do with the humidity, right? So I try to keep it, 65, 66, maybe even 68, but I'm at 65 guy, and I keep the temperature in my humidors because they're electric at about 66 right now. So, and for me, that's perfect. I'm really happy when I grab a cigar out of my humidor and I go outside by the pool to smoke. I'm good.
I keep mine at 69 degrees and about 66 to 68 on the humidity because I'm like you. I was sitting out in the garage one time. I was talking to Kerr, and I'm sitting, and my cigar is just, it's just freaking explode. It's falling apart. I'm like, what the? And it's so humid out here in the summertime. If you got the garage door open and the AC's not on, it's terrible. That's why you try to smoke, or you just float in the pool and the dog knocks it out of your hand,
and that's the end of that.
you can't help but that humidity right there, man.
Right.
Freaking dog, that pissed me off. I was smoking what's we call it that one day. She did that Pappy Van Winkle. I was floating in the thing and she jumped in the pool and knocked it right out of my hand, and
that's the end of that.
Yep. She got to go swimming today.
I thought it was out. The pool was closed.
The pool's not closed, but we haven't been in it, and the dogs haven't been in it. But Davey threw the ball, and it bounced in the pool, and she just looked at it and dove in the pool after it. Son of a bitch. I turned around and said, "You're drying her off," and I walked in the house. Because it's not that hot. It wasn't that hot out at the time, and it's going to take forever to dry.
And it ain't like it's hot. It's on 82, but it ain't 96.
Now, there was, who was it? Oh, it was John Converse from Podomo, the last show he was here. He said he keeps I think he lives in Florida.
Yeah, he lives in Florida.
And he keeps his cigars that he travels with in an igloo cooler in the garage with a couple ice packs in it and a couple of Bovita packs, and that's it. He doesn't do anything to it.
Really?
Good to go.
You see a lot of that. You see that with like reps, when they keep the cigars in their cars traveling. That's typical to have, some kind of ice packs or something at the bottom of your coolers covered with like a piece of, whatever. And then your cigars in there to keep them at temp.
Yeah, it's a constant. If you don't, I got the one electric one like Mort has, which makes it a little easier. But, you like to just put your stuff in and not pay any attention to it and know it's good. Check it every couple weeks, and every 6 months I go in, I rotate them all, I reseason the wooden ones I have, and then I go on again.
It's funny you said that. I was talking to Boston Jimmy today, and you guys know on the website I sell humidors, cigar accessories, etc. And I had a gentleman a couple weeks back order a humidor. Told me it didn't have a good seal. He wanted to return it. I was like, yeah, no problem. Send it back to me. Not a big deal. I'll send you another one. He didn't read the instructions. He didn't season the humidor. I have it at home. I'm using it. I seasoned it. It seals amazing, because the wood absorbs that water, that moisture, and
right.
you get a beautiful seal. So for all of you watching, and you buy a wooden humidor, even if you don't, you can buy the like us, like we have wineadors. You still season the wood with distilled water. I do that about 3 times. I let it sit for about a week or so, and then I test the humidity, make sure everything seals properly, and then I throw in my cigars with a couple of Boveda packs.
Now let me tell you what I did when I got my wineador, or whatever the electric one we have, the New Air. It's kind of just like that.
Yeah, I have a New Air.
I seasoned the wood, I seasoned the trays I got, and all that stuff, and I could not get. I was fighting for a week. I'm like, why can I not get this to the degrees and the humidity I wanted at? I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I'm sitting there, and I'm just sitting in the garage smoking a cigar one day, and I'm like, oh, the fucking light bulb went. Let me put some cigars in there and soak up some of the humidity.
And that's what took
it. I'll get it down to where I want it. I mean, I was fighting it for a week, and I just could not figure it out. So, I mean, it's little things like that you fight with.
Yep,
but
it's true.
And you have to
pack. The Boveda packs would have done that for you.
Oh, well, yeah.
You throw the Boveda packs in there after 3 or 4 days. Throw the Boveda packs in there, 3 or 4 of them. Let them do what they need to do, and then throw your cigars in.
Yep.
I tell you what I like too is I got the I know Mort's got one of them, the digital Boveda.
Yep.
That comes to the phone, but I don't think there's any way to get it. It only works when you're in the house and you're hooked up to your network. I can't. So if I'm sitting right here and I check it right now, I'm going to get whatever the humidity and stuff was the last time I was in the house.
Well, that's because it's Bluetooth is why.
Is that the ones we sell here?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Well worth the money.
They are worth the money.
Just like a I keep my
it's Bluetooth, right? You can only check it when you're in the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just get up and look at it, right?
You can get up and look at it.
Yeah, but if I'm sitting in the garage, I can just look at it.
But I'm not.
I also love my Cigar Medics.
Yeah, that's a great tool.
Meter.
Yeah,
it's actually a really great tool and it works.
That's that one.
Yeah,
the poker is like a
really,
turkey poker.
Now
right?
I did find, and Ray, I don't know, do you use one?
Yes.
Once I cut it, or I check it on the cap end before I cut it, and I check it on the other end, I get 2 different readings because the humidity is not coming out of the cap end.
Right.
Yep.
Is what I picked it up at.
That is true.
So you got to cut it and get it first before, it's really good. But, one day I had one that was like 62 degrees. I still smoked it. I mean, 62 is smokable. Now, if it's like 50 something, I'm throwing it back in the humidor and I'm going to pick a different.
Yeah, pick a different stick.
A different smoke.
It's going to burn like California if it's at 50 something.
And you know what? You got to fight. You got to play this game because you pay a lot of money for cigars.
Yeah, just a little.
Don't tell my wife that though.
Yeah.
And whatever you do, don't buy them when you're on pain meds.
No.
That's what I love about Jessica, man. She walks into a cigar lounge and she walks out with, more cigars than me now.
Really?
Oh man. Yeah, she filled up. So I think in the last 2 weeks or so, she filled up her humidor. Filled it up.
She smokes that much?
It's awesome.
Well, that's it. We had this conversation. Who was it? Shirtless Mike said he's trying to cut down. And I know it's hard. It all depends on what you're doing. I can easily go down to 1 or 2 a day. But when you're sitting watching football all day, or you're at an event, you always end up smoking 4 or 5 cigars at least.
Right. Easy.
And we had a party here a couple of weekends ago, bachelor party.
Yeah, we had a
And
little
I must
bachelor
have gone
party.
through 6 smokes that night. But we were up
You did 6, right?
We were up smoking till
2 a.m.
I went home at 12:30.
Ray, I did 8 that night.
Look, it's funny you said that, and I'm sure everyone has different experiences, and this is one of the arguments in the cigar industry, right? This isn't a cigarette. It's not addictive. It doesn't have, to us. We don't light up every 10 minutes. We don't go outside at work and step outside for 5 minutes and light up a cigar. It's one of the selling points, right, about cigars.
Yeah.
So I don't smoke every day. You don't see me posting. If you go to my page, I go days, week without posting a picture because I don't smoke every day. I'm when I'm working in the house, and I work from home, that. I work from home. I don't light up every day. I'm hanging out with Jess. I'm in the living room. I'm all over the house. I spend time around the family while I'm home. And on occasion, I might step outside and light up a cigar. But I easily smoke on a Monday through Friday, sitting at home. I might smoke 3 cigars a week, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't smoke every day. But then there's days when Joseph comes to the house. I have guests. We're smoking. We're playing, poker. We're playing dominoes. Hanging out outside. I'll smoke 2 a day, 3 a day.
Watching movies.
And obviously, outside now. We just set up the TV center outside. You'll see it when you come to the house. And then when I'm at a lounge, it's the same thing. I try to minimize to about 2 cigars when I'm at a lounge. I take my time smoking it. Like right now, I feel like I'm chain smoking because I'm pulling every 3 or 4 minutes, which isn't usually the case. I take a puff, I let it sit for 6, 7, 10 minutes, and I try it again. But so I can appreciate Mike trying to cut down. I can appreciate anyone trying to cut down on their smoking.
Absolutely.
It's an expensive habit, right? That
Yes.
if you're going through a box a week, you're looking at anywhere between 90 to depending how many what kind of cigars you're buying, up to $200 a box. I've bought a box of Atabase in the past for $800, but I'll be damned if I'm going to go through that in a week or 2.
Oh, hell no.
Right.
So
I still got my box of Pappy Van Winkles I bought 6 months ago.
right.
But I'm like, I can kind of agree with Kevin in
Hey, Michael.
In a little point that they're semi addictive. It's like when I went to Australia, I had a little 5-pack. I bought like 4 or 5 cigars, and I find it as decompression after work if I smoke a cigar to relax.
Yep.
I don't have to have one, but sometimes I've gone places where I haven't had one for 4 or 5. Like when I was having some insurance tests done, I went smokeless for 2 weeks.
Right.
And I couldn't wait to it's the feel of holding one and sitting down and BSing with folks while smoking a cigar. I think it's more than the nicotine or
I might be the oddball here, right? I just don't. If cigars are supposed to provide, we're talking about the cigar experience. The reason you guys do your show and sit at a lounge, the reason I travel and visit lounges is for the cigar experience. I want to go in, I want to sit back with my friends, meet new people, relax, right? And we always say relax. But what does nicotine do to the body?
Relaxes.
Right? You take that step back and chill. But there's also some people, you give them a cup of coffee and a cigar, that they're going to do 2 things. Heart's going to be racing and they're going to shit their pants. Right? That's why Kevin Shahan, when he travels, he packs like 30 days worth of underwear for 3 days. So
he did say that. He won't even wash his. Kevin, I'm sorry, but when he does his laundry, he'll wash his shirts. He might have his t-shirts and everything, and he won't put his t-shirts and his underwear in the same load. He can't have his underwear touch his t-shirt. But everybody does have.
I was dying watching that.
I was too. It was hilarious. It is, but that kind of leads me into the last thing I have for Bones 101 is if I had to give up cigars or drinking or whatever, I don't do it now, but I'd rather smoke a bowl. That's me.
Right.
Which leads us into when everybody in this is for the state of Mississippi. When you go to the polls on Tuesday, it is next Tuesday, correct?
Yes.
It is Tuesday, yes.
Yeah.
Vote yes and 65 to get medicinal marijuana for anybody that needs it for health reasons, PTSD, terminal illness, whatever, pain. They need it. They need it. It helps. It's not addictive. I don't think it is, but maybe it could be if you're constantly using it for pain.
Right.
It might help, but if it keeps you out of pain, and that's all you're using it for, then I don't consider it addictive. It's like taking any pain meds the doctor gives you.
Yep.
Listen, it's funny you talk to people and mine's registered. When I joined the Army, they said, "Have you ever smoked marijuana?" I was like, "Yep." Yeah, 9th, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, yes.
Yep.
But I took it for pain. My teachers were a pain in the ass. So I smoked the joint. I had to go out behind the bleachers, get a little puff, and then go to class.
Yep.
If not, I wasn't sane. But for PTSD, I know a lot of people, a lot of soldiers that have gone through a lot, and all, and not just soldiers, for medical field and life in general, right? PTSD you can get from, life.
Police officers, whoever, yeah.
So I'm definitely in favor of medicinal marijuana. Medicinal.
So my recruiter, when he asked the same question, and I answered affirmative, yes. He says, "Well, when's the last time you smoked marijuana?" I said, "What time is it?"
All right. More. Now, imagine that being your mom. My mother was my recruiter. I had to tell her. All right.
Wow.
That was a very interesting conversation that I had.
Yeah, but you got recruited and in the service in like what, 2 days in the same day?
So my mother was a recruiter for 32 years or so, and I went to culinary arts school. I was, a pain in the ass in New York. I was going to college, but couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with myself. I love to read, but the whole school thing just wasn't for me. And I apologize for the noise, guys. I am in a lounge, so.
I don't hear anything but you.
Okay. And she came into I was living in her house. I had moved back in because I moved out when I was like a little over 16. Moved back in the house to go to school. And my mother comes into the room at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. She's like, "Sign this." So like, "Oh, hey, yes, Mom, sign the papers." Didn't think anything of it. 2 weeks later, I was in Fort Hamilton, raising my right hand after my physical.
That's where I went in, Fort Hamilton.
Yeah, Fort Hamilton, in Brooklyn.
Yep.
Right by the Brooklynites. So yeah, it was crazy. She put me in I did basic training in Fort Knox, Kentucky, and then I went to Fort Sill for AIT. It was like split program because she rushed me in. She was like, "I'm getting this kid into basic wherever the hell in the world will take him."
Yeah.
He's out. So, yeah. And it changed my life, man.
My kid he came home one day and the wife said, "Pack your bag, get the fuck out of the house, or join the military." I mean, he wasn't a troublemaker. He just wasn't going in. He's like you. He didn't want to go to school 8 hours a day in college. He didn't want to do. If he could have went to college and played nothing but sports, he would have went.
Right.
And a couple of days later, he came home and said, "Dad, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm sitting here on the porch smoking a cigar and drinking rum and Coke. You want to take me to recruiter tomorrow?" I said, "Absolutely." Let's go. And he got to the point with his recruiter where the guy wasn't showing up, it wasn't calling back, whatever. He said, "I'm going to the Army recruiter." And his mother said, "Oh, hell no, you need. We'll take you over to Council Bluffs and take you to another Air Force recruit." Nothing against the Army. Everybody, we need the Army, we need the Marines, we need the Coast Guard, we need them all. And he had a good 7-year career.
I tried to join the Air Force.
Yep. He learned how to fix airplanes, and he got a trade out of it.
Yeah, I tried to join the Air Force, man. I was dating a girl named Lauren in New York, and I went to visit the
I know
Air Force
her.
recruiter. Yeah.
No.
And good friend of mine growing up, and her family was awesome to me, and it was like a second family to me, and so I contacted an Air Force recruiter. They came to their house, went through the whole spiel, not my mom's house because I was like, Army all the way. And then somehow my mother found out, and that's what really stepped up her process to get me into the Army. But
She did 30. She did 30. Your mom did 32 years in the military.
32 years, yeah. And then she went after she retired. She worked with U.S. Custom Immigration.
Good for her, man. Thank her for that. 32 years.
Yep.
I don't know. I say I'm calling it quits, but I don't know. I'm at 37 right now, so money's good. But we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, brother.
Ray, the cigar enthusiast, thank you for coming on.
Yes,
Thanks guys for having me. You guys have a good night. Love you guys.
Take care, buddy.
See you soon, bro.
Always, stay classy, stay smoky. See you next time.
All right.
All right. So, Bones, I'm going to leave you guys with one thought because we're going to end with sports, right?
Sure.
I got a little chat thing here. Let's post it up here on Facebook for everybody to remember. Wisconsin will start their fourth-string quarterback against Nebraska on Saturday. The first three are out due to COVID. The backup is out indefinitely with a foot injury.
Well, you know, it's like watching a pro game when they say this quarterback's hurt, this is who they got backup, whatever. Just about every tight end or running back or somebody at one time in their career played quarterback in whether Pee-wee football or high school or you know, whatever. So maybe this could be. It's like Brady going to New England. The only
thing I'm going to say is remember 2014 when Ohio State's backup quarterback got knocked out and the third string won the national championship.
There you go.
Anything can happen.
That was Cordell Stewart, wasn't it?
It was 12 gauge.
Oh, look at that! I'm smart. I am smarter than I thought.
All right.
Well, you surprise everybody.
Yes, we are.
From the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Coast Cigar,
And the
2420 Government Street.
Go ahead.
In beautiful Ocean Springs, we bid you good night.
Thanks, folks.
Night, folks.
Oh, my colon.
Oh, my colon.